Well, I want to try to outline for you, particularly in this day and age, what is the number one threat to your productive future, your ability to achieve your goals, realize your dreams, and fulfill your purpose. What do you think the number one threat, the number one stopping point for all of us with great capabilities and great potential? Imagine this. Imagine somebody came into your office and they went to the reception desk where you keep a little petty cash drawer, and they just started taking out $100 bills and lighting them on fire. And just doing that right in front of you. Just one right after the other. Just $100 bills, one right after the other, lighting them on fire. How long would it take for you to either call the cops or tackle them and throw them out the front door? But see, this is what's happening. All day, every day, inside your office, this is exactly what's happening, where people are just burning money. Well, what is it that is, who is it and what is it that's happening that is robbing you and robbing the people inside your office? When it comes right down to it, it is distractions. Distractions is your kryptonite to your super productive capabilities. In fact, it is to everybody in our current society. And studies shows that organizations lose $10,000 per employee just due to distractions a year. So that means that if you have 100 people in your organization, you're losing $1 million a year. Net. We're not talking about top-line revenue. We're talking about net productivity, $1 million a year if you have just 100 employees. As a nation, we're losing at least $650 billion a year. And that's a couple of years old because the distraction rate is proliferating at an epic volume. So the number one threat to your productive future, your ability to achieve your goals, is being able to control distractions. I say that the number one skill, and I get asked this all the time because I'm in the business of curating and publishing ideas on success. The number one skill you need in the 21st century, the most imperative skill of all, is learning to control your attention, learning to control your focus in today's epically distracting world. Because this is the epic battle of our times. We're constantly being swirled within a digital world. We used to have to, it was either a ring of a phone or a knock at the door for you to get distracted. But now we've got all these devices. All these are like open windows that we have brought into our environment, whether it be a laptop, a computer, a tablet, a mobile phone, where you are just at any time can be immediately distracted. And we are being distracted every minute on the minute as a result of these open doors and open vessels into our lives. And so this has become the great conundrum of our ability to stay on track, stay in focused, stay into what I call REM productivity. If this was the skill line in the 20th century of an achiever, if you grew your skills of time management, leadership, success, at this rate, you'd end up at the top of your organization. You'd end up being number one in the marketplace if you put this sort of dedication into growing your skills. But here's the problem. Because of technology, the proliferation of technology, you see, technology has advanced far faster than our human capability to manage ourselves with it. That technology, progress, and change in our society has hit an exponential rate. And this is the progress line of what's taking place because of technology. And you could see that about 2010 started there to be a gap between human capability of skill development and technology proliferation in our society. You get to 2015, where we're at now, 2020, it's going to leave a lot of people behind. There are plenty of people in the 20th century who were successful, who are going to not be successful in the 21st century because they are not scaling their skills at the same rate that we are scaling change and progress in our society. This is what it looks like to most people when you enter your office each morning. I mean, just try to focus on one of those boxes. And you can see that, number one, it's difficult because all the other boxes around it are competing for your attention. And if you try really hard, what you end up doing is getting a headache and blurry-eyed. That's exactly what's happening inside your office every single day. All these competing priorities and agendas and solicitations of your attention and time is drawing you, and that's the reason why you're overwhelmed, stressed, anxious, and underproducing. In this day and age, you don't just need to focus. We've always needed to focus. You needed to focus in the 18th century, the 19th century, the 20th century. In the 21st century, you need insane focus, your skill set of keeping your attention and keeping your focus has to be at an insane level. So what I want to try to help you do today, okay, in the short time we've got, is to take this conundrum that you're faced with every single day you walk into your office, and I want to help you do three things. Number one, I want to gray out all those solicitations on your time and attention. That's number one. And then I want to point out the three boxes on that grid that actually matter. And then the third thing I want to do is to help you master those three. Right there, I just gave you the formula between you and Richard Branson, between you and Warren Buffett, between you and the late Steve Jobs, was the formula I just gave you. How to remove the other needless solicitations on your time, energy, and creative capacity, show you the few that matter, and then deepen your skills on those few, and that will dramatically separate you from any of your contemporaries, any of the competitors in your marketplace, any of the other people in your office. So let's do that. What I want to show you to do is to scale your skills at the same rate that we're scaling change and progress within our society. I'm actually excited that these are very difficult times for people to keep up, because I know that I will scale my skills at an aggressive rate, and many people who won't will get left behind. It will be easier to be a superachiever in today's world than it was in the past, because it will be more difficult for most people who don't focus on scaling their skills at the same rate that change and progress is taking place around us. So this is what I call the productivity secrets of superachievers. So the question I'm asked all the time is, all right, all these people who end up on the cover of Success, because see, there's 7 billion people on the planet, we only get to pick 12. 12 people out of 7 billion to put on the cover of Success magazine. What did these people do that the rest of us not do, that separated them from everybody else? So let me give you the answer. The answer is it had nothing to do with what they do. What Richard Branson does and what Warren Buffett does is not anything different than what you're doing. It's not what they do that actually separates them from you and everybody else. In fact, it's what they don't do. What they don't do has more to do with their success than what it is that they do. You're already doing what everybody you see on the cover of Success magazine is. The problem is all the other crap you're doing is watering that down and diminishing your results. You see, yes is easy. When you say yes, a knock at the door, do you have a minute? Yes, I have a minute. Will you be on this conference call? Yes, I'll be on the conference call. Will you join us for lunch? Yeah, I'll join you for lunch. You want to go out with this couple who you don't even like and go out to dinner? Yes, I'll go out with the couple I don't want to go out with and spend my time doing that. Because there's no argument or resistance in yes. But here's the thing that I want to impose upon you today. The master skill of success is no. The master skill of success is your ability to say no. Now, if you don't want to believe me, believe Warren Buffett. When I asked Warren, I said, what is, in your being the Oracle of Omaha, maybe one of the wisest financial prudent people in the history of humanity, what is the number one key to your great success? If it came down to one thing, what would that one thing be? Now, this is the reason for his $50 billion net worth. This is it right here. Like one answer, here it comes. This is the answer he gave. For every 100 great opportunities that are brought to me, I say no 99 times. The Oracle of Omaha, of all the wise things he could have said, he says that his success is saying no 99 out of 100 times. As a matter of fact, he goes on to say, the difference between successful people and very successful people are, very successful people say no to almost everything. So they have that time to do the thing that actually matters.